Hey, it's Chris, your Austin area realtor. There's a lot of people that are asking me, is it a good time to buy? Is it a good time to sell? What's happening in the market? Everybody hears all these rumors of, the Fed is raising interest rates and oh my God, the interest rates are so high and they're actually not that high at all. They're actually historically very normal. 5, 6, and 7 is where they usually sit. When they start getting up into the 12s and 13s like they did in the 80s, that's high. Yes, they were lower in the last couple of years. They were historically low. I wouldn't expect that to happen or go back to that anytime soon. So this is a normal interest rate. Prices are higher, so there is that, but there's more inventory now, so things are getting back to normal. So check out this little synopsis. I'm going to kind of show you what's going on in the Kyle and Buda area, and you can kind of see for yourself that things are starting to get back to a normal market. Okay, so there's two things that I like to look at to determine whether the market is, as crazy as it was last year. And the number one thing that everybody looks at is days on the market. How long are things on the market? Now, what you could do is you could take an average in the normal way where you add them all up and divide by the amount of houses. That takes forever. So what I like to do is do just a median. If you remember back in grade school, you're doing mean, median, and mode. I like to use the median. It kind of gives you a good picture, and if when you can compare medians from different times, you can see that it's like, because there's always like this one or two houses that are on the market for so long that it throws that days on the market when you're doing a mean, it throws it off a little bit, but it doesn't throw the median off. So I like to use the median. So this criteria right here that I have are houses that closed in July. The median is going to be half of that, so it's going to be 75 and a half, somewhere in there. So we can see that days on the market, and this is for the Kyle and Buda area specifically. So I just want to show you, if I did this for Austin, I'm sure that I would have the same results, but there's a lot more data there. So I'm just going to use just a smaller sample, Buda Kyle, and show you what's happening there. But the median here is like an 8.5, 9, just call it 9. If I go back and look at June, oops. Things that closed in June, there was 191, so a little bit more. That's normal for June. If we look at the median, which is going to be 95, we are at 7 days. So it was already starting to cool down then. And there's only a difference of 1, but I want to stress this, that like if I go back to April, let's even go back a year to June of last year, where we know that it was hot last year. Oops, I went back too much. I just want to show you real quick. Let's just do July since I'm on it. It was 177. Let's look at the median back there, and I bet you it was around 5. That's my guess. So I'm going to go to about 87, 88. Oops, passed it. 88. Yeah, look. So it was 5. So yes, it's only a difference of 2 days when you're doing the median. When you're doing the mean, it's probably a little more dramatic. It's going to be, it's going to be probably a bigger difference. But this is a very, 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 very quick way. So in a very super hot, use this as a base. In a super hot market, 5 is super quick. If I go back to 2019, let's go back there. 2019, before the craziness, and I'm gonna use July of 2019. In July, still same amount of houses closing. That's crazy. But let's look at the median. I bet you it's way more, because the market was great market back then. What's half? 95, 96. Look how much higher it is. It's 16. So then we go, we move into 2020. There was 200 houses that sold. So it's almost about the same, which is crazy. When in a hotter market, no more houses are selling. They're just selling faster. So if we go to about 100, where is the median then? And this is when the market was just starting to accelerate in 2020. It was at 10. And then I already did, 2020, or did I? I don't know if I did it or not. Yeah, I think I did. In 2021, when it was crazy, it was 5. It was 5. So you can kind of see that's crazy. So another important thing to look at right now to see if the market is slowing down is to look at how much over asking price are houses going for. We've all heard all the stories in the last, in 2021 especially, of all these houses that are going for over asking price. Is it still happening? Let's look at Butte-Kyle area. Where is my mouse? There it is. And we're going to look at July. So houses that closed in July, what we were seeing in 2021 is houses that were going super fast. And remember, the median was lower, so there was a lot more. They were going for over asking. Actually, I'll pull up that data in 1 second. But you can see that now, this is where you would expect to see a lot of houses going for over asking. The ones that are on the market for a short period of time. Ones that are on for a short period of time were getting what I call, they were getting panic bids. So people were seeing a house they liked. They were tired of looking. They're tired of other people coming in and overbidding for their house. So they would bid really high, and the seller would be like, okay, I'll take it, and then go off the market in 3 days. So that's what was happening. It wasn't really necessarily a bidding war, because you weren't seeing a lot of going back and forth. You just see somebody come in and just put a huge bid down. So it is happening a little bit still. You can see some in here that are, like this one's 40 over, that one's 30 over. Those are both on the market for 1 day. But I'm seeing a lot more going for just around listing price. So that's a little bit over as well. So you're still seeing some over, but even the ones that are over, they're not that much over. 395 to 410, that's not that much over, obviously. You're seeing a lot going for listing price or asking price. When you start moving towards the 2-week mark, you even see them go for under. Still some over. That's still at the week mark. At the 2-week mark, I would expect to see most be at listing price or under, and it is what I see. Here's this one's under. There's probably going to be one example as I'm pointing this out that's over, but there always is. Yeah, there's one that's over. Not quite 2 weeks. You push it into the 3-week area. You typically don't see a lot of overs, but here's one. Lot of unders, just barely under, 5,000 under. That's normal, so that's good. That's good that's happening. Just to show you something to compare it to, let's go back to. Might be easier just to do this. Let's go back to July. 21. And look at, we already looked at the median there, but let's look at, how much the houses were going over. I mean, I can already see just popping this up. These houses that were, on the market for no days are, they're going all over. Almost everyone on this page is going over. In fact, I don't see one that is not. So you can see almost everything last year was going over asking, and in some cases by quite a bit. And that's $76,000 over. That's, if you had, that's 80,000 over right there. There was a couple that went up for 100,000. There was actually one in April or March of this year that went for 200,000 over in Butte. So We're not seeing a lot of that now, so that's good. So things are looking like they're cooling off, getting back to a normal market. So if you have any questions about buying or selling right now, if you need any advice, please give me a call, and I will be happy to help you.